people of the world. If you are new here, my name is Brunel, B-R-U-N-E-L-L-E. I can spell. And if you are not new, then well, you already know my name and you should know how it is spelled. Oh, should you? I have no idea. Anyway, so if you haven't noticed, I've got big eyes. Boom, 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 boom. They're big. They're protruding, as in they're kind of, and they're also sort of deep set. And on top of that, because of the fact that when you tend to have big eyes, you also have lots of creases and lots of skin. And as you get older, hello, I'm in my 40s, then that problem gets worse. So it's a bit difficult to try and work out how to do your eye makeup without it looking really garish in your face kind of thing. And this is the makeup look I created, and hopefully it's worked out okay. I created it with this palette from the Jaclyn Hill X Morphe palette number 2 collaboration. Lots of pinks and cranberries and some neutrals as well. And yeah, without further ado, let's go. Before we get started, on my face, I've already got my foundation in place. That is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the color Chai. And then as an eye base, I've got these two, the P. Louise eye bases. I've got 2. I've got number 5 and I've also got number 8, which is darker. Number 8 is on my, jab myself in here. Number 8 is the in the eye. Number 8 is the one that's actually on my lid. It's a lot closer to my own skin tone, but it's great for browns and darker shades. And then I've got number 5, which is brighter and lighter, which I've used towards the top end because I'm going to use brighter shades there and I want them to pop. You don't have to go with the 2 together. You can just stick with just one. It's just because I bought the 2 at different times and I'm making full use of them. Right, so first shade I am going to go for, by the way, if you want to see reviews about this palette, and there are loads of them on the internet, this is not a review. I absolutely love this palette. I've played with it, and for me, it's an absolute yes, but you do you. So, first shade I'm going to go into, and it came broken. I'm so upset about that. One shade was broken when I opened the packaging, but never mind that. I'm not going to go for this bright, actually. I'm going to go for this bright pink, which is called Lolly Mama, which is this one here. And I am going, hopefully you did see that, and the camera did zoom in and focus. I'm using a Morphe E23 brush, which is nice and thick and dense. And I'm just going to tap, oh my God, the pigment in this palette is just ridiculous. So I'm just tapping very gently and then just getting rid of the excess. And I'm going to blend this just above my, I've got the mirror here, but it's a bit, I'm going to turn the mirror, you guys are going to see it. Right, I'm back. Mirror is sort of sorted out, or it's staying in place anyway. So I'm just dipping that in just above my crease line. Oh, look at the pigment. And I'm just blending that in, making it look all blown out. I'm trying to explain what I do a bit more because I'm really rubbish at explaining things. And then I'm just sort of using circular motions to sort of make it look a bit more blown out. And I'm bringing it into the inner sockets. When you've got big eyes, it's really hard to pick the color shades and be able to wear colors, honestly, because it's a fine line between it looking nice and bright for other people, and when you've got big eyes which are kind of prominent as well, and then they're also deep set as well. It's a whole combination of things. And then of course if you're mature, then you've got lots of skin and creases as well, more than normal. It's a pain in the backside, but I'm just blending that in, and look at the pigment. And this is, I want it to just be really soft. I don't want the pink to be too bright and too intense. So I'm just blending that in, and I'm not going to go back and add any more. This is enough because I just want it to be really soft. I've taken it really high up, closer to my my eyebrows. Next shade, which is still pink but slightly deeper, is this one here, which is the Dance Party. And yeah, I'm gonna pack that onto my crease line. I'm using a Morphe M505 brush, which is more tapered and pointed, but still fluffy. And just gonna dip in that shade. Woo! One dip. Oh, the pigment is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm just tapping the brush in there very gently. And let's use a smaller mirror so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to start packing up from the outer corner of the eye to the inner corner, and just blending that in wipe motions. I'm just building the color there. You can see it's such a beautiful shade, and I'm not going to add any more, and just keep building and blending it so that both the two pinks are sort of blended together and seem seamless. Next shade is this one, which is a Crazy, I think it is. And yeah, I'm going to use that. It's a beautiful shade, and I'm just gonna use the Morphe R39 brush, which is sort of like a shader brush, and I'm just gonna tap that. Whew, mamma mia. Oh wow. Get rid of any excess powder, and what I'm going to do is just pack that in my crease line and on the outer corner of the eye. One thing I have noticed actually about the eyeshadows in this palette is they come up a lot darker, almost as if they're oxidized on my skin. I don't know whether it's maybe because it's dark skin tone or maybe it's just my skin, but they actually appear darker than they are. And but I don't mind that. Look at how deep this color is. Oh wow. And I'm just blending that very close to my lash line to make sure that there is no skin that's going to peek through. And I'm going to start blending that towards the center of my eye. And just build it slowly and then take it about halfway in my crease line. Back with the Morphe 505 brush, and I'm just going to try and blend everything and blow things out a little bit. Not adding any new products. I'm just gently blending where the dark shade meets where would they call it, Crazy meets Dance Party, and I'm just going to blend that a bit more. And you know, I was debating whether to add pink to this look or not on my lid, but I've decided to just go with one shade, and this is the beautiful cranberry shade here, which is called Empowered, which is this baby here. And I'm just going to go in with this the ring finger, and I'm going to tap it and then pull my skin and then just pop it in. Don't worry, we're going to blend it in a bit in the corner. I do want this to pop a bit more, so I am going to dry it with a brush and wet the brush. I'm just using a setting spray. And hopefully this will make a huge difference. If you want the color to show more, definitely wet your brush and then go over it. Now I've lost a little bit of the deeper shade, so what I'm going to do to create almost, if you've got big eyes, sometimes the cut crease is really not your friend. Honestly, it really isn't. If you've got big, prominent, protruding eyes, the cut crease is not always your best friend, especially where you're doing a full cut crease. May not be the best way to go. A half cut crease might be a better option for you, where the lighter shade is on the inner corner of the eye, and then the darker shade takes most of the lid. Or you can stick with colors like this, where without having to do a proper cut crease where you've got concealer in place and then you're dabbing it in, you can just simply use your brush to go into the inner socket of your eye. Keep your eye closed and then open it and double check to make sure, and look downward to make sure that you are actually covering the right area. I'm learning to do that, so you can see that here, but because I've lost the intensity of the darker shade, I'm going to create a false cut crease, so to speak. Hopefully this works. I have no idea if it's going to work. I'm going to use a pointed small brush. This is the Morphe M149. It's more like a small detailed brush. Or you can use it as a tiny crease brush. And I'm going to go back into Crazy. And I'm going to dab that. And I'm going to try to be as careful as possible. and just go over where Empowered meets Crazy, and just go in very carefully around the edge. And try and build on that dark shade without blending it in. And just taper the color in. Just feathering the brush very gently, because I don't want that dark shade to be as intense on the inner corner of the eyes as it is on the outside. Now that I've deepened that a little bit, now I'm going in with that other brush, which is very small, very similar to the Morphe M149 brush, but it hasn't got a name on it. It's another Morphe brush. I'm just going to very carefully go back in where the Crazy meets, which one was it? Dance Party. I'm just going to try and sort of soften the harsh line, the darkness that's there between the two, and just slowly, just sort of very gently, just lightly tapping in to try and blend that section. So there isn't such a harsh line. I'm going to go back into Crazy again, and I'm just going to very lightly take a little bit of color, and I'm just going to tap that on the outer corner of the eye. Just to deepen that shade a bit more. I'm trying to keep it away from the edge itself, because otherwise it means I'll have to blend it again. So I'm just tapping very gently. Now I'm going back into Dance Party, and I'm just going to very gently just take a light wash of color, tap away the excess, and I'm going to tap that just between Crazy and the shimmer shade. Finally, final shade. I'm going back into Lolly Mama, and again I'm tapping it using the same brush, which is the M505, because it's slightly pointed, and I'm just going to feather that much closer to the shimmer shade and Dance Party. Alright people, so I'm going to go and finish off the rest of my face. That will be concealer to help neaten things up a little bit. After concealer, I'm then going to go in and finish off the bottom of my eyes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Crazy first and get that as close to my lash line as possible. And then, of course, I'm going to go in with Lolly Mama, blend the edges together. And then I'm actually going to go back to a Dance Party and go in between Crazy and Lolly Mama and just blend that together so it looks more seamless. And then you'll be able to see the finished look. So I'll see you back in a little while. Ta-da! This is the finished look. If you're interested in a lipstick, which is not quite there yet. Yeah, I wanted it to be a bit more cranberry, but this is it. So I've got this one. This is the melted lipstick from melted matte lipsticks from Too Faced. This is in the shade Drop Dead Red. Yeah, but this, what do you think? For me, having big eyes, yeah, it can be a bit of a conundrum. But as I said earlier, darker shades on most of my lid, and then and then the lighter shades a bit higher up, so they sort of peep in. And I'm going to try and do more of these tutorials. Obviously, if you haven't got the big eyes, you can still obviously do the look if you do like them. But if you've got big eyes, it is a very, very specific problem. And you just have to try and work your way around it. And find colors which match you, and still wear bright shades without making it look really, really so chameleon like, which is not a look anyone wants to go for. But yeah, let me guys know what you think about this look. Let me know what you guys think about this look. And other than that, thank you very much for watching, and stay safe. If you have any suggestions, as long as they're helpful, do obviously post below. If you have nothing to say, nothing nice to say, then get lost. I'm sorry, I'm sorry to have to be there, but so many people kind of, yeah, just go somewhere else. Do find something more useful with your time, because nobody's really interested in that. But other than that, stay safe, stay happy, people, and you guys will see me soon. Bye.